Split 7 into 5 and 2 while keeping 8 equal groups.
Today, watch the scene carefully. The numbers and symbols are part of the world, so the structure can be seen before it is named. When we multiply, the numbers can feel locked in place, acting like an impassable obstacle when they don't fit our immediate physical or mental space. But mathematical structure is surprisingly flexible. You can reshape it strategically without ever changing the final product. By observing the physical environment and learning to manipulate these structures, we can make multiplication work for us instead of letting it block our path. Here at the turnaround rows, the path forward is suddenly blocked by a dense, rigid arrangement of obstacles. This creates a problem of spatial rigidity. A specific configuration, like 4 rows of 6, might simply be too wide or clunky to navigate. Look at this setup. We have 4 rows of 6 pebbles, which gives us an initial total of 24. If we turn the array on its side to mate 6 rows of 4, the mass remains exactly the same, still 24. This specific maneuver relies on the commutative property. The order of the factors does not dictate the product. Changing the orientation solves the spatial problem while conserving the total amount. 4 times 6 equals 6 times 4, which equals 24. Moving up to the regrouping stack, we face a sequence of 3 distinct factors, 3, 5, and 2. Trying to process multiple factors straight across from left to right creates operational clutter, making the calculation harder than it needs to be. Observe these groups on the leaf mat. We can find a friendly 10 by targeting the 5 and 2 first, bundling those pairs. Now, multiplying our remaining factor of 3 by this new group of 10 results in an easy 30. This regrouping maneuver is the associative property. Changing how we bundle the factors keeps the exact same total number of pebbles. Prioritizing friendly groupings opens a faster path. 3 times 5 times 2 equals 3 times the group of 5 times 2, which equals 30. The weather shifts as we encounter a large, daunting break-apart wall, representing 8 times 7. A factor like 7 is notoriously difficult. It doesn't break down easily, and it often stops momentum right in its tracks. Watch this 8-row wall. By splitting this daunting wall cleanly down a vertical seam, we break that 7 into a friendly 5-part and a 2-part. We can calculate the 2 simpler parts independently. 8 times 5 is 40, and 8 times 2 is 16. This is the distributive property. Adding the 40 and 16 pieces back together yields 56 safely. Breaking numbers into smaller chunks lets us bypass hard calculations. 8 times 7 equals 8 times 5 plus 8 times 2, which equals 56. Finally, arriving at the friendly 10 path, we face a highly complex 3-factor sequence carved in stone, 2, 9, and 5. Calculating this rigidly left to right is exactly the kind of clunky obstacle we now know how to avoid. Let's apply our strategies to these marked pebbles. Step 1. We reorder the outer factors, sliding the 2 and the 5 past the 9 so they sit side by side. Step 2. We regroup that newly ordered 2 and 5, locking them into a solid 10. The final step takes virtually no effort at all. 9 times 10 gives 90. Multiple properties turn difficult calculations into simple shortcuts. 2 times 9 times 5 equals 9 times the group of 2 times 5, which equals 90. The 4 locations of turnaround stone terrace now flow together as one continuous, harmonious landscape. The equations left behind in the stone are simply records of the physical strategies used to reshape each obstacle. In this environment, the labels show what each quantity means. The animal action shows how the quantities change, and the final expression records the same idea in math notation. Multiplication is never a rigid trap. The properties of operations act as a flexible toolkit you can use to break apart, group, or turn any problem to your advantage. Which label in the environment told you the most important mathematical relationship, and how did the animal action prove it?
8 times 5 plus 8 times 2 equals 56.